Hello friends, this is Durga again from ITversity. Sorry for the confusion for my earlier broadcast. In this, I will try to take care by sharing the video upfront. So, as part of this video, we will be seeing how to execute the Oozie workflow with pig action. And before getting into those details, let's review what is done so far. So, I'm sharing my screen here. I'm not forgetting this time. Sorry for forgetting earlier. Okay, whoever have joined my hangout and felt disappointed. So now the screen is being shared, and now let me review what is done so far. Okay, so this is the directory under which I have developed everything, and you can see there are three files: job.properties, or the pig script, order count by status, and workflow.xml. So all these three things are connected. um, uh, and we started with developing the pig script for our data on orders data set, and this is the script which we have developed to get the count by status. Okay, and it uses two parameters, input and output, so that we don't need to hard code as part of the program or script. And then if you look into workflow.xml, okay, earlier these are named as MapReduce WF for the workflow name, and then pig hyphen WF for action name, which is not very good practice. As part of recording my earlier video, which is deleted, I have renamed these two things, which is different from my earlier videos in this series. So as part of the earlier video, you will be seeing while creating this workflow.xml, MapReduce hyphen WF here, and start to is pig hyphen WF, and action name is also pig hyphen WF. But I have renamed them. I have given the name as pig hyphen WF for workflow, and action name is pig action. So this workflow, in this tag, we don't tell which type of application it is. We will just give the name to this workflow. Okay, and then the first tag which will be followed after the workflow is start, and in the start tag we will tell which is the action to start with. So as part of the workflow, you can have n number of actions, and the start tag will determine what should be the first action it should be starting. And in this case, it is pig action. Pig action type is action. The tag type is action. For this action tag, the name is pig action. So the start tag will take you to this one. In this, we have defined a tag with pig. Here, it tells that we are trying to execute the pig script, and all the parameters here should be compliant with the pig-based parameters. But most of them are the similar parameters for almost any action, such as job tracker, which will give the resource manager information, and this resource manager is the variable in job.properties. So I'm opening um, another directory, sorry, another tab here. Okay, and here if you cat job.properties, resource manager is nothing but a parameter which is pointing to the IP address and port number of the resource manager. Similar is the case with name node, and those things are used as part of this workflow.xml. And then we are trying to delete the output directory if we take this by using the prepare action. Okay, and then we are trying to override the parameters by defining configuration action. In this case, we are trying to override two parameters, and this is the main thing, which is script action. In the script action, we are telling which script should be executed, and here we are actually passing the parameters input directory and output directory as input and output to the pig script. That's why you see $input and $output as part of the pig script. And then if the script is successful, it will go to the OK tag. If it is failed, it will go to the error tag. And at the bottom, we are telling what should be done if there is an error. It should go to the fail tag, and fail tag is the tag with the name fail is the kill tag. And as part of the kill tag, we are just emitting an error message in the Oozie or MapReduce logs, and then coming out of it. And if it is successful, and has empty tag, so it does not do anything. It will just complete the workflow. Okay, so this is the workflow, and I have already reviewed the script as well as the properties file. Now as we have all the necessary ingredients, we have to start submitting it as a job. Okay, so I'm going one directory up by running cd hyphen cd dot dot. Before actually running it, we should validate that Oozie is up and running without any issues. For that, again, I am taking you to the documentation here. Okay, and I'm going back to quick start, which you can see as part of the documentation which is referred in CCP Data Engineer. So from CCP Data Engineer documentation, we came here. In that, we are clicking on quick start, and then you can click on Oozie quick start, and here it will give you certain information about admin commands to tell whether the cluster is up and running or not. So here you can use this one, Oozie admin -Oozie http :/ paste it here, and to get the Oozie server name, you can go to cd etc Oozie conf and lsltr, and then you can actually look into Oozie site.xml, Oozie site.xml, and here you will get the URL. It is running on HTTP server. We just have to say this, and then status. It will tell if it is running or not. If it is normal, that means it is running. Now using this, we can run the job. Again, to run the job, you should understand how to refer the documentation and run the job quickly. Okay, for that, you can go back one time and click on running the examples. As part of the running the examples, you will see how you should run the a particular script. So Oozie job -Oozie, and then HTTP URL, which we can get it from Oozie site.xml -config, and then you have to give the job.properties location on the local directory, which is where we have developed locally. But before running this, all these job.properties, workflow.xml, and the script have to be in HDFS. So once we have validated that Oozie is up and running, you can say Hadoop fs -put and give home training 8634 Oozie and pick demo. So this is the directory which we have used locally. We have to copy it to Hadoop or HDFS, and there the fully qualified is user/training 8634 and pig_demo. If you want to give Oozie then pig_demo, you can do that as well. But yeah, I will actually say Oozie and pig_demo. So there is no directory called Oozie in HDFS, so it will fail. So we will run it again after creating directory Oozie. I think there is a directory already. So Hadoop fsls/user training 8634 Oozie. You should see pig_demo over there. So there are others also. We will be focusing only on pig_demo. And here you have job.properties, workflow.xml, and also the script order count by status. Now, using this one, copy till here, get the Oozie base URL from here. You will get this information even in Cloudera cluster, which will be provided at the time of certification. So you should use this information instead of using localhost or some other IP address. You should focus on the Oozie base URL. That way you will not miss out. Then -config, and then we have to give the location of job.properties, and the location of job.properties is this one, and it should be local location, local directory, not the directory in HDFS. Okay. No, sorry, it is not copied. You have to be very careful with these things. So copy paste did not work here. So home training Oozie pig_demo, and then job.properties. Again, there is a typo here. There is no space after -config. Okay, and then job.properties and then -run. So the command is Oozie job -Oozie. The Oozie base URL from Oozie site.xml, which is under /etc/Oozie/conf, and then -config. Give the location for the job.properties for config, which is local, which is on local file system under /home/ the username Oozie pig_demo, where I have developed the scripts, and then space -run and hit enter. So there is issue. So the reason why it is failing is there is a conflict between the location which is defined as part of the scripts and the location which we are which we have copied the pig_demo. So now if you go back to pig_demo and go to job.properties, so here you can see that oozie.wf.application path is pointing to the name node /user $username /pig_demo. But when we actually copied, we have copied to under /user /training8634. There is a directory called Oozie, and I have copied pig_demo to that location. That's why it is failing. So what we have to do, we have to give Oozie here. Okay, now it will evolve. It will be evaluated to the name node IP address, which is this one, HDFS:172 blah 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 8020 /user /training8634. $username is implicit parameter name, which will be evaluated to the current OS user which is trying to submit the job, and then Oozie and then pig_demo. This is the location where we have the script. In this case, modifications to job.properties, you don't need to copy to HDFS again. That is not mandatory, but it is always better to copy. It's a better practice to copy, but it is not required. Okay, so in this case, I am actually going back one directory up and deleting Hadoop /fs-rm -R /user training 8634 Oozie pig_demo. So this is the location where we have copied the files earlier. Now we have deleted that and then running the put command again to copy to the same location where we have copied earlier, but with the modified job.properties. That's the only change which we have done, where we have added Oozie as part of the directory name, and we have to modify others also. So pig_demo job.properties, we have to modify the scoop import /orders, and that is fine. The input directory is fine, but the output directory, I want to have it under the pig_demo itself. So that is also have to be modified. So I have made the second modification. Now again, I have to delete first and reload. Or I can only delete job.properties and copy the job.properties also, but I'm deleting the entire directory and copying the directory again by using Hadoop /fs -put command. Okay, now let us run it. This time it will work. I will search for -run and hit enter. Now the job is submitted. Once the job is submitted, to know the status, you have to say Oozie job -Oozie, the URL, -info, and the job ID. Okay, and it will give the status of the job. You can see it is running, and you can also say log. So if it fails for some reason, first thing what you have to do is you have to check the Oozie logs. Okay, and it will give the Oozie logs completely here. And it's some many times you will see exceptions here, due to which there will not be any job submitted in on the cluster. But now, as you can see, it is running and the job ID is submitted, job ID is generated. That means that there is a job created, and also you can see it is succeeded. So the status is also succeeded here. We will come back to validation in a moment. Now we will go to the resource manager web interface. So the resource manager web interface will be on the same node where your resource manager is running. So in my case, resource manager is running on a.cloudxlab.com and the port number is 8088. And hit enter. It will take you to the resource manager web interface. By now you should be familiar with this. I am not going into details over here, but you can go to the resource manager web interface and see whether the jobs are submitted or not. And here you can see 2 jobs are submitted just now. 10:46 is the time, and you can actually validate. It's saying 5:18. Then why it is showing 10:46? Probably it might, okay, it is showing in UTC here. But this is the execution time from my machine, which is 10:46. So if I go here, open a new tab and date, it is 10:50 now. So I have submitted around 4 minutes back. Okay, and you can see there are 2 jobs. One is Oozie and the other one is pig Latin, which is auto count by status.pig. So what have happened is, when we submit the workflow, that workflow is submitted as MapReduce job internally, and that MapReduce job might spawn 1 or more MapReduce jobs to actually execute the scripts which are defined in actions. In this case, the action is pig action itself. So sometimes it might fail even before submitting the MapReduce job for the underlying action. In that case, you have to go to the history of the Oozie job itself, click on history, and click on the map task which will be executed for your Oozie workflow. Go to task, go to logs, and here you will see the exception if there is any issue. Okay, sometimes you need to click this URL for the full log also, but most likely we'll see the appropriate information here. Okay, and then you can, sometimes there might be issue within the MapReduce code itself, which is generated with pig Latin script. It could be some data quality issue or some bug in the script. If you want to troubleshoot what is the issue as part of the script, you have to go to the history for the script which is executed, which is pig Latin in this case, and you have to follow the similar step. Click on history, go to the map or reduce tasks which are in failed status, click on that one. If it is in failed status, and go to the logs, you will see the exceptions here. That's how you can actually get the information about your jobs, and these are the steps which you need to use to troubleshoot. So let me reiterate, it's very, very important to understand, especially from the certification point of view. So the way to run the job is, you should refer to the documentation, Oozie job -Oozie, the Oozie base URL, -config, the local path of the job.properties, -run. You should not give the HDFS path here. If you give the HDFS path, it will not work. Okay, and then to get the info about your job, whether it is running or failed, you can use -info command, and the overall command is Oozie job -Oozie, Oozie base URL from the core, from etc Oozie site.xml file -info, and you have to give the job ID which is generated when you submit the job. If you go back here, you can see that when the job is submitted, it has given you the job ID, and you have to use this job ID. This is the one to get the information about the job, and then you can use the log command, except you have to replace info with log on the same job ID, and you will get the information about your job. If there are any failures, even before submitting the MapReduce jobs, this -log is very, very, very important command, which will give you the appropriate information where it is failing. Okay, if there are any bugs in your code, this will actually show you those bugs. And then if the jobs are submitted, and for some reason, if Oozie MapReduce job associated with Oozie is failing, or MapReduce job associated with the pig action in this case is failing, then you have to go to resource manager web interface and go to the logs of the appropriate jobs, and you should be able to troubleshoot from there. Now Let's go to the output path which is defined. So cat pig underscore demo job.properties, and this is the output directory. Okay, and then if you cat workflow.xml file or pig underscore demo workflow.xml file, so this is the parameter which we are passing to the script, and here we are saying $output dir, which is inherited from job.properties, and there is a subdirectory called pig-output3. So the overall path will be this one / pig-output3. So this will be the path, output path. Okay, this is the one which $output is the one which is used as part of the script, and $output is nothing but $output dir / pig-output3, and $output directory is nothing but username Oozie pig demo orders, etc. And this username is nothing but the OS user, which is trying8634. Okay, and then you can say Hadoop fs-ls and hit enter. You will see the files generated when we actually ran the script. Okay, and then you can actually do the cat on this one, perform the cat on this one to see the content of the file. It's a small file, so it will be very fast. So I'm using cat command itself, art-r-00000 5 zeros, and hit enter. You can see the count by order status, which is the logic which we have implemented while developing the script before integrating with the Oozie workflow. So this is how we should be able to develop the workflows from the scratch, whether they provide examples tar file to you or not, by referring to the documentation. And you have to practice for almost all the actions like this, so that you don't see any surprises at the time of certification. You should be able to leverage the documentation provided effectively. If you try to avoid the documentation while practicing, then it might be a little bit challenging to get the information that is required from the documentation. So make sure you explore all the possibilities to refer the documentation in effective manner while preparing for CCP data engineer, which is one of the toughest exams for big data. Okay, that being said, we have covered the MapReduce action and the Java action, and then pig action. As part of the pig action, we have seen how to execute end to end. Going forward, I will not go through the entire life cycle. I will just execute hive action, custom action, etc., and then go to linear as well as branching workflows. And in that case, again, I will try to develop end to end using the documentation itself, so that you know how to take care of those things which are a little bit complicated ones than simple actions which have only one type of action or as part of the workflow. That being said, I hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you want to provide the feedback, please use the comment section of the video. If you want to discuss further about big data or certifications, please join my LinkedIn group called ITversity-Big Data and ITversity-Certifications. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And also make sure you visit my website, www.itversity.com, and go to Stay Connected. And you can see all the social networking platforms where I'm active. You can connect with me on those platforms, so that I can broadcast the information as and when I have uploaded, as and when I upload the content for the channel. And over time, this channel will be one-stop shop to learn almost all the technologies, not just big data. So please subscribe and stay tuned. And on top of that, if you start liking the content of the channel, please donate using this donate with PayPal URL or button, which is available on almost all the pages in the website, so that I can spend more and more time in coming up the channel, and also I can spend money on setting up the environments so that I can come up with high quality content in emerging technologies. Thank you. And let me show my face before exiting. Okay, stopping sharing. and have a good night. Bye.